Welcome. We're here. We made it. Welcome to another episode of the People's Mic at the bitter end. I am Jimmy Peoples. You can introduce yourself. Let's start from there.
My name is Emily Potthast.
Lana, Siebel.
Don't worry about that. Just for sure.
Oh, okay.
They got you. Make sure.
Oh, okay. William Beteet.
Yeah. I still don't like it. William?
Yeah,
What
no.
is William? What is William? It needs to be Bill Beteet.
Yeah, Bill Beteet. No, the alliteration
Man,
was.
it's terrible for the brand.
Yeah, it's not catchy.
I don't like it. I don't like it. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a minute. I just met you.
Just met.
And so I guess you'll start. What's your origin story? What do you do?
Yeah, that's a deep question. No,
What do you struggle with? You want to start from the top?
I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes.
Moved to New York about 7 years ago. I work as an associate producer at the late show Stephen Colbert.
Yeah. Are you a plug? Is what you call a
I'm
plug?
here to promote the show.
Man. Everybody's gonna hit you up now.
Yeah.
10,000 followers now. Watch this. That's what's up.
I'm not a comedy booker at the late show with
You're
Stephen Colbert. Let's
I need you to
preface
get that
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
That spot. Yeah. Then we'll talk money. You're a comic?
I'm a comic, New York City based stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
I perform at Broadway Comedy Club, Gotham, Tiny Cupboard.
Shop those names. That's the
Yeah, comics room, all over the place.
Lana.
Yes, what's going on? Thanks for having me. Known Jimmy for a while. Yeah, ups and downs. And yeah, I've been, not bad.
Is
This
that a new accent? I
controversial.
feel like every
What?
time I see you, you got a new accent.
I got a new accent.
Yeah.
Really? I don't even. I think
Not
I just
bad.
try to be like a chameleon, like I'm a chameleon, like whoever is around. Yeah. I just think I'm more Italian. You know what? It's been being with my husband for so long. He's Italian, and my son too. Both of us are half Jewish, half Italian. So yeah, I'm just like on the defensive
You're
all
Russian,
the time.
right?
And I came from Ukraine when I was 7.
That's crazy.
I'm a refugee. I know. That's part of my bid. It's a whole
It's hot.
thing.
It's hot.
Yeah. I look like I just stormed the Capitol. Yeah, but it's great. I've been from Brooklyn since I was 7, and it's controversial, but the pandemic did me okay. It's horrendous what's been
Made out
happening. Just doing comedy every day, writing every day. The virtuals were awful, but they served me really
Didn't
well.
do any of
Did
that.
it every day. Did the parks, did the outdoors, now I'm on the road. I'm starting to do 30, 45 minutes. Yeah, so I can't.
Like if you did do it,
Self-promotion,
you made out pretty good. The Russian came in me and discipline. I whipped the stick on myself. You're not a day job, work! No, you gotta do comedy! Yeah. So it's worked out okay. Yeah. Very grateful for And
that.
the worst brand in the business? I don't like it. I want you to go back.
All right, man.
Just because I know you.
Yeah.
I know you,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, you've been helping me a lot, and you don't know that you have. And we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Tell me when you introduce yourself.
Oh, and I'm Bill Beteet now, as of 30 seconds ago. Going back, doing that Coke back to the original flavor.
I thought you do a Coke again?
Yeah, no. Dude, no.
You got a Coke nose. We both got Coke noses. I've never done Coke in my life. But
I do too, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot that can fit into the show.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, it's like made for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can look at your nose. I was like, no, I got the sniffles. What you been up to?
I've been good, man.
You making money?
Yeah, I was been living in France, and
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That's
I
so
started off the
fun.
pandemic. I was in France. I was like
Wow.
there for lockdown. It was crazy. And then I came back here. I took advantage of the real estate collapse. And,
Of course you did.
Yeah, and then now I've just been making TikToks and stuff on philosophy and yeah.
Crushing it? Is that...
Yeah, no, it is. I got 180,000 followers.
When I met you, you were hot on what app?
Quora.
Quora. For what?
I don't even know what that is.
No, I
It's
It's huge. Sorry about that.
It's basically it's like Yahoo Answers, but like more with a social media thing. It has like 250 million users, but I was like it's basically like my own blog, and but like no, I don't write on there anymore. I'm purely TikTok. TikTok is the greatest app ever. It is I think I think if you're a creative person, the ability to be seen by more people than SNL is seen by, just by making something that is watched enough to be seen by that many people. My friend Josh, do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember Josh.
Yeah, Josh got 7 million followers, now got 1 million on YouTube, all that stuff,
Wow.
and like it's translated to a lot of real world opportunities for me and stuff like that. And I just think when you, I think a lot of comics were attached to this 90s aesthetic. Like Jerry Seinfeld. We all have worked harder than like a lot of the comics that we come up in the game worshiping, like because there's fewer opportunities.
Yeah.
But the opportunities are taking place somewhere else, and I think TikTok's great. I think YouTube Shorts is great. I think these are avenues that I think as comics we should branch into.
I went to school for film. Like, I was a film major, and I thought I was going to be making movies. And I feel like I got to go back to school to learn how to use social media. Right?
Yeah.
Like just editing and doing using everything from my phone. I was like, I don't know how to do it. You know? And I feel like I should, and I should be killing it.
You play around with it, right? That's how you just learn. You do it, and then you just
I
learn from doing it.
Like I watched the tutorials where they flash it on the car and be like, hey, this is how I did it. And I was like, when I do it, it doesn't look like that.
But I would say you're 100% right, Alana. Like it's like just make the stuff because my first videos were really bad, but there was no way for me to skip that process. And they had to be seen weirdly too. It wasn't enough that I just made them. There had to be witnesses of how awful it was to create the kind of the incentive to do more. And then I also think like when you use these apps, like you begin to inculcate yourself to the culture of the apps, and so you start making things that are more native to it. I think one of the really interesting things about Gen Z, as opposed to like earlier generations, is they don't want things to be highly produced, which is such a rarity in the. Like highly produced stuff, they do not like at all. And that's why there's such a difference between like if you watch television ads and now you watch like social media ads. Social media ads, they're like people in their bed being like, yeah, I like this, blah blah blah, hair not done, and that's because I think that for the first time ever, people are not pushing for quality in terms of like video quality. They're more so quality of like whether or not this gets the message to me.
I posted my first TikTok. I started posting like my stand-up to TikTok because, like you said, like it could reach a bigger audience and people might find your jokes funnier. It's a good read. Like likes can tell you know, especially in the pandemic when comedy clubs weren't back. It's like, well, how am I going to read if my jokes are going to do well? And it's so funny because I had to YouTube how to post a TikTok, and I was like, this is when I know I'm old. That I'm looking up how to use a social media app because I truly didn't know how to post to it.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Because
I'm looking at you, I was like, oh, 20.
I'm the Vine generation. I never had TikTok.
Okay.
And it's I feel the same thing too. And like the craziest thing is like with the metaverse coming out, like what's really great for creatives and why I think every creative needs to be building a content bank. We've heard of NFTs, we've heard of the metaverse. Those things are going to be really huge, and they're all built around paying creators because actually, so the amount of value that's actually being created on artistic people's backs has not been represented in how much people are getting paid, right? Like even if you have a video that hits 1 million views on TikTok for a stand-up comedy clip, you're going to get paid $50. But the amount of ads they sold for that was, if you sold them, it would be in the tens of thousands of dollars. And so I think everybody just needs to be building a content bank and go somewhere where they feel old, because I think that's literally the only way. And it's been interesting. Like I have a bunch of friends on TikTok who are like 21, but it's like it's weirdly there's like they don't care in the way that I feel like our generations cared, where it's like older people feel so much older and everybody needs to, it's just like, dude, like just do what you want.
Yeah, just be creative.
Exactly.
Yeah, I started doing it too, those videos, and with my 9-year-old son, because he's the next, he's gonna teach me everything. I'm like, you better, I'm freaking opening for you. You're gonna be a big deal. But and it's been so much fun. It's just so creative. We write the script, we shoot it. You don't need other big people. You know, you just do it yourself, and you never know who's gonna, that audience is gonna reach. The algorithm, still trying to figure all that out. So we're gonna shoot a video. I'm just saying, I'm contacting you. It's happening. But
He's the guy.
But 1,000,000%. One of the things is that I think if more people focused on the fact that you have like literally tens of like 300 at the minimum, basically, to like tens of thousands of people viewing something. It is absolutely insane. But the thing is we don't have the theater of that accomplishment. So when Jerry Seinfeld performed in front of 10,000 people, he saw it in a stadium, and that really landed. But for us, we see it as a representation, as a digit on the thing, and it's hard to let that land. But if you let that land, like I'm really like being seen by this many people, it's really hard not to just engage any of these things with like intensity, because you're like, man, we've all been at open mics where there's been like, you get excited that 7 more people walked in, this drunk party, and so it's just like, Yeah, so that's.
Where did you start? You started on TikTok. What was your first video? Like, how did you know?
Oh, dude, my first video on TikTok was on how to grow your penis. Like that was like.
I was
really
looking
smart.
for some pointers.
Yeah.
Because that bit has been circulating,
What?
right? Like when you did that,
Yeah.
I remember when you did the jumping
Yeah.
at the mic, right?
Yeah.
But then everybody took it, and then it was.
I didn't even know that.
Everybody's been doing the jumping.
Oh,
like I see so much comedy. Like I know what jokes come from which people.
Yeah.
Like I seen the first time.
That is
and
amazing.
it was like you weren't doing a
That's
joke.
really smart.
Yeah.
I just want dibs on how to shrink your vagina. That's coming. We're doing collabo. Yeah. That's,
Kegels.
Yeah.
Kegels.
Everybody should be doing
Kegels,
it.
yeah.
Everybody should
That's
do
your
Kegels.
secret, yeah.
Kegels. I had a.
That was my whole thing, Jimmy.
I'm sorry.
That was
Josh.
blowing.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm never gonna. Now I was thinking.
Get a break here.
I was thinking of what was the opposite, and I guess I won't do it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it one time tonight, and I'll throw it away forever. What's the opposite of BDE and LDE?
Ooh.
Is it type TVE, type vagina energy, or
I don't know, because my friends, like
Oh,
all my
interesting.
female friends, we just keep saying that's BDE.
Is BDE?
Oh.
Even if you,
Well,
you can use
yeah,
it, I feel like,
that's
for
true.
both
Yeah,
genders.
that's true.
But guys,
Huh.
is there a
Because it's
BCL,
not like
big
it's...
big clit energy?
I guess-
It's all tight and loose and shallow.
Yeah, I
and
guess the whole wet ass
deep.
pussy,
Yeah.
that was
Wet
something.
ass-
Yeah, hey,
Energy,
actually,
yeah.
wet pussy energy? Is that a
Yeah.
See, this is why you
Gorilla grip
You
energy.
can take
This has been the quality portion of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
I like it. I love it.
It goes
I
left field. It goes
absolutely.
left.
I have a whole bit about that, you know, how we need to be equally disgusted by both.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think being physically attracted to anybody is disgusting. Like
What?
because like
Don't say yeah.
Yeah.
Disagree.
Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the better generation. I just want to hear their.
well, no, to be physically attracted to someone, like if you want to kiss someone, you're basically saying like, oh, I want to have your spit in my mouth, and like and everything that proves that you're more attracted to someone is something more gross.
How should you be attracted to him?
Well, I'm just saying that's just part of physical attraction. It's just like it's kind of just gross. Like
That's the best part of dating now. So it's like it makes it super quick, left and right.
There's a best part of a dating now?
Yeah, to be physically attracted. It's like, you know,
but what does
I
that?
don't read the profile.
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
reading profiles?
But what does that imply? Though?
What?
Like so you swipe right, and then you
She's
go.
attractive.
Yeah, and so
That's
what
the first step.
Yeah, so
and then now you gotta.
what do you want?
Now
what
you
do
gotta
you
keep
want?
my attention. You got it.
But what is happening within you during that process? Like when you say you're
My
physically
eight
attracted
mind
to
is like,
someone.
Keep it simple. I don't
Yeah.
want to. When you write book, anything more than 3 sentences, I'm out.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But you see the new voice updates on
Oh, yeah.
dating
I love
apps?
you.
Yeah, sometimes.
I deleted all of them because of that.
Really?
I couldn't
Wow,
do
that's
it
funny.
anymore.
If she's
Really?
not attractive, I won't listen to it. I only.
I don't care if you are attracted, I'm still not listening.
Really? Like sometimes I'm like, let's see what she has to say, and then and her voice will be. I'm just like, her voice will be like a terrible voice. It was like, why would you record this? You don't have any friends?
Yeah.
Like, so-
Or there's like doing impressions. I'm like, oh, I gotta start a comedy song
Yeah.
going to Hinge profiles as well.
That's so funny. I
That's
love that.
Kinda,
Yeah.
just do a set and then.
That's the new way to get discovered is do your set on Hinge.
Oh yeah, and then we upload that to
heard that,
TikTok.
yeah.
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 Fucking genius.
Yeah.
Is it wrong that you put your flyer on your dating app? Is that?
No.
I felt like it was tacky, but I was like, I don't care anymore. I'm at the point where, yeah. And like you look through all the pictures and then see the.
You should ask that your Hinge question. Is this tacky?
I used up all my, and that's a good transition to how you help me, because I still got your pillow talk
Yeah.
has closed many a times.
Really?
Many a time. One of my profile questions is it's say something. I don't want to show you my profile. I don't want you to judge my profile. Is
When I had a Hinge profile, one of mine was your biggest fear, and it was when something drips on you in New York City, but it's not raining.
Oh yeah.
It's truly one of my biggest.
No.
Is it?
Yes.
It's gross.
It's just
Yeah.
that's worse than physical attraction. to
Yeah,
me, is
yeah.
Dripping
Just-
things.
Yeah, like air conditioning.
the one thing I'd like to know about you is how good are your pillow talk skills? And they love that. They were like, oh, my pillow talk skills are so good.
Yeah, no.
It's like every time. All right, let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
And then they're like, oh, it's so fast. 2 volleys.
So yeah, I have actually like during the pandemic like re-virgined myself. Like I was not officially.
Like every day.
No, well, like I've still had sex, but just like way less because at first it was like about the pandemic and safety, but then it was like, dude, am I having sex for me or am I having sex because I don't know how else to be a man, right? Like and like that because like I feel like so much of like being a man is like proving your sexuality by also always having sex. And so I got in a space where it's like, do I even want to have sex with this person right now? Like, I know I can.
No, you're just lonely.
Yeah,
You don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're not in a relationship, nobody cares.
No.
Not at this point.
No.
I don't think. Yeah.
And so I'm like trying to figure out how to date again, like in this whole new space of like.
I think you gotta do it as much as possible.
As much as
you
possible.
gotta shoot it. Yeah.
But that's like just so much time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this whole generation's so much better. I'm like, I have so much hope. Like my 9-year-old son too. It's like, you know, you guys are like more equality for women. Like you really are
Because we're
vulnerable.
older, eh? You're talking 20-year-olds.
But like
and,
older men, you know, it's just a whole
monsters.
different way of thinking, and it's just
Men are
nice.
still assholes.
It's
Oh,
just-
yeah.
they're-
Oh, yeah, they're still out there.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
out there.
I'm just
But still,
tired.
there's like hope. There's like they're, you know, just smarter
So,
about
you-
things.
It's
And just
funny.
see the world very differently when it comes to like gender and sexuality.
1,000,000%.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
a lot of my perspective comes. I'm 31, but a lot of it has come from like actually just dating a 21-year-old or 20-year-old, and then them like telling. I'm like, oh fuck, have I just had this wrong for like my entire life because I was like downloaded the wrong ideas? And then I'm like, yeah, shit. Like, and then that ended up actually changing a lot of my positions that I thought because then I had to ask myself, like, I remember telling one of my friends, I was like, dude, it's easier for me to imagine the end of the world than it is for me to imagine being in a happy relationship. And
Not
like,
to be dramatic.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
William.
Yeah, it
the end of the
doesn't
world.
exist, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's the end of the world. Always feels like it's right around the corner. But like a happy
Yeah.
relationship, like where I feel good about it, just and then I had to be like, well, maybe I'm really good at dating, but not good at having the relationships that I want. And then I'm like, well, what is producing that? And then I'm like, oh, maybe I just had the wrong ideas. And
I
it's,
mean, to make it a little more hopeful, I've been with my husband for a very long
Yeah,
time.
this negative-
No, this whole time, I get it, because you know, but no, we've been together for a very long time, and it's not perfect. There's a lot of things that, you know, it's very tough, but like, he's my best friend. He makes me laugh so
Yeah.
hard. Like, things get bad, I still, like, he really genuinely makes me laugh.
That's
and
amazing.
that exists.
That
That does exist. Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
so. Like,
While he's at home, probably like, oh, she's
Yeah.
so full. Oh my god, are you kidding me,
He's
ladies?
in the
But yeah,
bathroom
no.
right now. He's
But
enjoying
yeah.
How did
But
you
it
guys
is
meet?
possible. I knew him actually. I knew him in high school, but we didn't start dating until college. And then I just glommed onto him. Like, this guy, that's a gem right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Since
he's
high school.
Yeah, I knew him, but we didn't date. We didn't talk
Oh,
to each
it's
other.
till
It's so fun.
college,
People
till
are
college,
so
okay.
like, because we never talk about high school. We never like it wasn't like a great time for us. We never recall. People are so like we never talk to each other. I just you know like I feel like a sleazy producer, but I'm like I have an eye for talent. Like I know when I see something,
He's a keeper.
he's a keeper. This guy very smart, very progressive in the way he thinks about. You know, he's with my son all the time while
Yeah.
I'm going out at nights and divey bars performing comedy. So yeah, he's like incredibly. I don't know if he's encouraging at this point or he doesn't want me to like. He's like, oh, you gotta be out at 4 a.m. You gotta do. I'm like, are you 4 a.m. really? He's like, no, you gotta. So he's been. I'm joking, but yeah,
That's
stay out. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't have that.
yeah,
eye.
yeah.
What is your eyes?
I'll help you. We'll talk. We'll talk after.
Any man that comes into my life, I just wait for something to go wrong.
Yeah.
Like you just wait for something to like, you're like, oh, this is good, but
You know what it
something
is?
else is gonna happen.
To me, it's when somebody pursues you really hard. I'm like, he's gonna pursue something. He likes the pursuing. Yeah, my husband totally no interest. Not even looked at me.
Really?
I'm the one that was like, come on, let's go, let's get this. But
Depends
yeah,
on-
but
That's
it's
such an
sad.
interesting perspective on that,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like,
You
is
got
it-
more male energy, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also sad that it's like, you know, if they're
Yeah.
pursuing you, you're like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
And if they're ignoring
for
you,
sure.
you're like, that's good.
That's
Yeah.
yes.
It's like, that's how women think.
But that's
We're
how
like,
it is.
yeah.
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 If they're like that, they're like, okay, they're normal.
If a man tries like too hard, I feel like
Too
I'm like,
hard,
I'm
they're
gonna have a
psycho.
dateline.
Yeah.
That's how I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know it. Yeah.
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 Oh.
Because they put that energy, then they're gonna put energy into a lot of other things, and then they're gonna go to others and put that energy.
way too
like a
energetic
lot,
men
yeah.
are, yeah, no.
Come on.
Are, yeah.
My pursuit changes on my diet.
Oh.
Yeah. So if I'm at a meat diet, a heavy meat diet like chicken and beef, then I won't pursue as much. But if it's all fish, then my libido is higher.
Really?
That's really
so
funny,
fish,
yeah.
fish raisin. I'm like a wolf. I was like,
Yeah.
I smell it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like then.
But that's different than putting little details into things and all this like romantic stuff. I'm like, this is freaky. You know when they have those commercials of like he's proposing to her and they're like in the middle of the forest? To me, that's like terrifying. They're just alone in the house, and he's put a lot of thought into this, and then
No, I hate those.
Yeah.
And
I
this
hate
is
those
being a
guys.
woman in New York, you're just scared that you're always going to get murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dating.
Yeah.
I hate the guys that ruin it for the rest of us. Like,
Yeah, they
that are
do,
on the
yeah.
dating apps, and then you find out they go out on a date, and then they kill the girl. It's like, you
Yeah.
kill me.
Yeah.
You kill me. This
Bro,
is my
now I
guy.
gotta spend half the day
He's like,
convincing her
yeah.
I'm not you. Yeah,
I
like
hate
that's-
those stories. They'd be like good-looking guys. I was like, you didn't have to kill her.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't have to, but I wanted to.
No.
Pleasure.
But it's always the husband.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody knows
yeah,
that. It's
yeah.
Always, and every
Yeah.
like murder show, anything, it's always the husband.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Husband's
Yeah.
gotta stop killing
Keep
people.
talking.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah, yep, and
It-
plotting, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like even that hiking thing, like where with Gabby Petito,
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, I don't think I'm gonna hike with a girlfriend, because even if she trips or let's say she trips and falls off a cliff.
Oh, it's
Hey,
okay.
what the fuck am I? Oh, I swear to God, there was a large root. I told her about it. She was like, what, where, and then fell off the cliff. I did not push her. You look guilty.
Yeah.
I was dating this one girl. This is back when I used to live in East Village. And she like we were drunk. We go up to my roof, and then she climbs to like kind of like a little bit like before, and then I was like, dude, get down. And she was like, stop telling me to get down. It's making me not want you. And all I'm thinking, I'm like, dude, the optics. What this isn't even about your safety. This is about my safety if you fall.
Yeah.
You like it's just a whole thing. Oh, hey, what's up, bro?
Hey.
Shane's here.
Hey, what's up?
We're gonna start all over and recap everything we talked about.
I'm able to flow. I can.
Oh, switch. Yeah, do that.
Chairs?
No, we got it. I should use chairs, but all these chairs have histories. So
Yeah,
it's like,
Jimmy don't care about your lumbar support.
boom, boom, get in the shot.
Yeah.
Boom, get tight,
Oh, no,
get
no,
tight.
you
Just
should,
one
yeah.
more time. One more time.
This is perfect.
You're good? Cool. That's your move. Good. Shane Arthur.
Hey,
Yeah, this has been fun.
Shane Arthur
Yeah,
sounds
right,
like
right?
Great, yeah, nice
you know,
dynamic here, yeah.
like
I try to
I wish I was a rich guy in the
Yeah.
movie.
Let me do his order, and I'll try to hold that thought. What's your origin story? Tell real quick. Tell me where you from, where you at, what you're struggling with.
Okay, where I'm from, New York City, OG New Yorker, been here my whole life. Gang, you know what it is.
Brooklyn.
Harlem, stand up, you know what it is. What else? What have I been through?
No, I was just playing.
I'll
What are you struggling
I'll go
with?
with. I'm struggling with.
I love asking random people in the street that, and they're like, who are you?
What are you telling your therapist?
Yeah,
right now?
yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, life, struggling with life, comedy, you know, I'm out here hustling, grinding, you know.
How long you been doing this?
Like,
I hate that question. I know I hate that question.
I mean,
don't know
no,
why.
it's understandable. I been in the game for like 3 years. You know, everybody has like a technical when they started, and I'm like professional when they started. Like I was going to an open mic in like 2013, and I was so naive, didn't know shit about shit. So I'm like, all right, that's the only open mic in New York City. This is where I'm gonna do my comedy. That place shut down. I stopped doing comedy. Then one day I find out there's this. It was called
They all shut down.
yeah, it was called Mike Club in Lucky Jack's. And then one day it closed
Oh,
down.
Lucky Jack.
And then years later, like 2017, 2018, I found out there's this thing called openmics.org. And I'm like, oh, what's this? There's more mics that I can go to? And so I started, get back out there. And it's been pretty good, man.
It's also a weird question right now to ask people how long they've been doing comedy, because all of us, well, at least most of us, took a break for a year and a half.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I didn't do those Zoom shows or
Hell no,
anything.
I
So
did
I
shit.
did.
You did?
Yeah, I did a couple.
Oh.
And it wasn't,
not a single
it
one.
wasn't worth
Did a lot, sorry.
No, I
Sorry,
took
guys.
a year off. Like, yeah, I was just like, nope.
Absolutely. I was like, no, I'm not doing
Worked
that.
every day.
Yeah.
You guys, come on, let's go, everybody. Let's go.
Those people.
Yeah.
And also,
And you're gonna hold it over
I
everybody's
didn't
head.
lose weight though, I gained
No.
weight, but whatever. Yeah.
I've been in the gym. I was doing
Yeah.
2 a days. I was in a park. I was man.
Grow a beard?
Yeah. The beard is supposed to be seasonal. It's supposed to be from September to March. And in my head, I'm gonna start doing music. So in March, it's like as the beard grows, the plan was to get into some music somehow.
Okay.
But I can't seem to write a fucking song to save my life.
What kind of music?
Like a bluesy rock gym entrance music. That's all.
Okay.
Just like hype music. Like,
Yeah.
But then the rock got his shit out. I was
Well,
like,
yeah,
fuck
it's,
this guy.
it's about drive. It's about
Yeah,
power.
fucking.
Are you hungry? Do you devour?
But something
Yeah.
like that. We'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
if I actually make it happen.
So your beard marks the start and the
Yeah,
end of daylight savings time?
I guess. Yeah.
I don't even look at the leaves change anymore. I just look to see if Jimmy has a beard.
Yeah. But I can't find a barber it's like I got a bald head. I never go to barbers. I don't know how to talk to a barber and meet a barber. I was like, I went to one. I don't want to talk shit about it because he was a Dominican barber. And he was a great barber.
Yeah.
I think he was gay, but that's fine. But
No, it's just tight shirts.
he put his thumb in my mouth. Like
what?
Wait, what part of the,
you know, the barbers, you know, they gotta adjust and then shape you up and then find the
Put that in
lines.
your
But
profile.
his thumb was like, I was like, if this fucking thumb goes in my mouth,
You
I'm
gotta
like.
bite it.
I was like, I don't like feet. I don't like certain things. And I was like, I can't do this shit.
Bro.
And I was screaming in my head. I was like,
Bro.
oh.
Bro, you kiss every other
I was like, I don't know where his fucking thumb is. I was like, ah.
Was this pre or post COVID?
It was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Omicron and
I was like, he was cool. He was a fine boy. I mean, it looked great, but I was like, I need a female.
He's
barber.
watching this right now, like, Bobby, you don't
Bobby,
understand.
I know.
I gotta hold your hand like this to get it right. I grew up in Dykeman. I
feel like that was the butt of the joke. Like they were all secretly laughing. Like they knew that he does the thumb thing. They know.
Primo, watch. You gonna let me get the stuff? Watch. I'm gonna do it. Watch it.
I can't do it.
I'm gonna do it. Get the thumb.
This thing's not gonna get cut until I find it.
That statement alone makes me so happy I'm not a man.
No,
Yeah.
it's the only
I don't
thing.
want thumbs in my mouth.
No, but you guys do the Brazilian stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
We
Like,
do. We do.
Do you?
I mean, it's not a necessity, but y'all have a whole slew of things. Like, I feel like women are like action figures. Like, they come with all kinds of accessories and stuff. Like, men are just like a ball. You just get it, you toss it. You know what to do with it. You guys have so much more to deal with. I couldn't do it.
Men should be doing like a full skincare
Yeah,
routine.
true.
Like,
Yes,
a wrinkle
yeah,
and all
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
I throw some Vaseline on and hope
Skincare is actually one of my things on my Hinge profile. I
Is it
say,
really?
what are the things you geek out about? Like skincare and something else for girls like that. So, you know, it shows that you're a good long-term investment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
When a guy who uses moisturizer clearly cares enough about his appearance to where it's like, oh, he must be.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
drink celery juice and
I just do it to keep from being ashy. You know, that's a
that's
a big problem in our community. You got,
I don't think we have a problem with lotion. Like,
you gotta lotion it up, you know. You gotta keep that not cracking up in here, you know.
I may not have a lot of money for anything, but I always got money for lotion. That's.
Are you gonna put that in your pocket?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like racist hell to myself. But
Gay likes Jimmy Peoples. Didn't have a lot. He always had money for lotion. He was a good guy.
do you remember what you said before he got here?
Oh yeah, that we've been really enjoying this. It's been a nice dynamic. Yeah. This has been
Something
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to miss this.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, fuck. No, I try to book people here, and you gotta make sure it's like it's in a public place, it's cool, and it's in a bar. And like, where's he gonna be at? And everybody's skeptical.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, just come. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I guess when you do comedy for a while, you're like, you can perform anywhere.
I was like,
you know? It's in
who
the
is setting
bathroom,
people up
great.
for podcasts?
Yeah, it's under a rug in a lounge.
After you have to sit on the sink.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, no.
yeah.
We're getting a lot of window watchers over here, like stopping by. So
I'm
Yeah.
trying to talk to them and let us have our. We did an audience because they're usually not open. But I was like,
Yeah. I've performed in such places on the road. Oh my God! Even like one time with my husband and son, they were like, "We're dropping you off, and we're not staying here. We're leaving. We're not staying." It was like at nighttime. It was before Halloween. It was like very deserted, and it was pretty scary. Yeah, it was. It's good they left.
Like you go
I
on,
need
you have fun.
I need
Yeah.
my name to travel first before I start road trip and stuff. I don't want to
It's scary.
just go and
Yeah, you don't want to be a missing person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just a guy because I want to go to these places. But I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
with the draw.
Yeah.
The
do
draw.
you road? Are you not road?
So I have some shows in Miami and stuff like that, but like it's but like mainly it's just to take advantage of New York cloud and then leverage in other places because it's so hard to get stage time here.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Is it?
Oh, like dude, I haven't. So I like, dude, I've like just
Maybe it's William.
yeah. No,
William
well, I
is-
haven't been in this like scene in forever, so I just don't even know where anything is anymore. Cause like I feel like all the mics from previous are gone, and then a bunch of people moved out the city, and so I'm just getting back into comedy and stuff like that. But it was really easy getting shows in Miami, so yeah, and I just want to get clips there and then try to leverage that to get back here.
That's interesting you say that because I feel like it's easier since COVID and like quarantine and everything. I feel like it's way easier getting shows. Like before, I feel like it was a shit show, especially because I don't know. Are you on the Facebook group? With that?
No, I'm not on the Facebook
Get
group.
on that shit.
Oh, okay,
bro.
what's
That's
the
what-
because there was like no Facebook
There's a
group
new
before.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it NYC indoor outdoor?
Okay, yeah.
That was the. I'm so mad at myself. I took off work in like March or whatever, and like of this year, and things were still like kind of closed down. I was like, whatever, I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna do a couple mics, see what I can get. There was like 1 or 2 mics that I was able to do. May hit, and everybody forgot about quarantine, and there was like a mic every other day. There was a show every other
People
day.
got comfortable.
Everybody was like, yo, we need like 80 comics to show up at this one place right now, and then we'll pay everybody, and everybody gets free drinks. And I'm like, oh, I don't have. It's at 12 o'clock, 8 p.m. I don't have time. I'm working. Please.
Nobody's
help
working.
out.
Nobody.
And everybody was like, no. And everybody was started eating, and then like shows at the yin yang. I feel like it's a lot easier, especially you just go places and meet comics, and they're like, oh, I have a show coming up, blah blah blah.
Okay, dude. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get back indoctrinated into see. I did not know that NYC indoor outdoor existed. I thought it was just in the same shabbled state as it was before.
No.
You gotta hear. Oh, like, cause like when I first moved to New York, it
It's
was
the
like
new free mics. Like,
it's a new free mics. Cause I didn't know that what had come after free mics. Cause everything on free mics was fucking.
Dead.
Yeah.
That was over.
Yeah.
I don't know where Gene is at. Gene used to run freemics.com.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
I will say, I feel like post-pandemic though, you do feel like, you know, obviously it's hard navigating comedy, like who's trying to screw you over with just collecting your money, and who's actually trying to like help you.
Yeah.
Like you're
develop
making
your-
money. This is a conversation I'm not.
Oh no, not
No,
me.
no,
I'm saying
no,
like
maybe.
other producers who are trying to like
Okay,
get you to
okay.
bring 17
Yeah.
people.
Right.
on.
Yeah, that's a.
And they didn't make money for a year and a half, so I feel like those people are more prevalent, like post-COVID. It's like, oh yeah, you can do my show, and they don't tell you anything, and then you get there, and it's like, oh, just spend only like $15 though, and you're like, what?
What kind of fucking scam?
The Carney comics.
Yeah.
That's like the beauty of TikTok and stuff is like the whole, you know, you have to hang out at comedy clubs at 3 in the morning every single night, and you have to like work. I mean, obviously it still helps you to do 5 or 6 shows a night, I guess, but you don't have to like now. There's just so many different avenues to get your stuff
I like
out.
how
Yeah, it used to be
Yeah.
a business. This used to be. It was like step 1, go do a bunch of mics and then get booked on shows. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, HBO special.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, and
Just
like,
turn
and
on
like
the camera now.
now, yeah, just like let's see how much stuff we can get, and then leverage those things. And I think at the end, because like one of the hard things about being a stand-up comic and why there's a lot of bitter older comics is the people who are choosing people to be famous aren't necessarily comedy fans. They're looking for people who can fulfill shows or that are going to be pleasant aesthetics for most of America to deal with.
Right.
And so people are thinking that this is a meritocracy, which we're all like indoctrinated with. Like, oh yeah, if you just work really hard, and then, but you're not going to get, because you're not privy to what actually the other people want, and it's not actually whether or not you're good at comedy, it's whether or not you fit a mold that they can sell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so, yeah, but I think the future is going to be really great for live performers too, because you got to think like live performance, especially stand up, is like, bro, it's like so fucking hard, and people are gonna be looking for shit to do not home. Like I've seen like shows all over the place, like from Estonia, like to like Latvia, all that stuff. They're all like fucking packed with people because people are still interested in the idea that you can do this magic trick, which is making people laugh on the mat.
It surprised me when especially the date nights with girls are like, that is so amazing how you can just get on stage and do that. I have so much courage. I was like, yeah, let's meet. But but it was like we just bring a mic and talk about our problems.
Well, think about this: is like The Lion King on Broadway, probably per show spends like $50,000, and that's not including how much they're paying for the entire production. And they need all of that, like people in elephant costumes, pyrotechnics, to entertain the same amount of people that a good comedian could do by himself with a mic. So that, and honestly, maybe even people enjoy the guy with just a microphone more. I mean, because you're getting no more honest signal that you're doing a good job than making people laugh. It is very hard for people to like fake that.
Right. It's a direct return on investment. Like you make the joke, people laugh immediately. You know how good it was or not. It's not something that you have to wait for. Like even if when people wait for reviews, if you're not like, if you're not just a name and but you're getting laughs, it's just like no, I got that on my own. Like I know how good it was.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So I you know how yeah, boom, 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 yeah. I got the hand gestures. I know.
Yeah, I've had a bad review written about me. This was when I did Edinburgh, and it starts off the article, "It's never okay to beat your wife unless," and then they said it doesn't matter how that sentence finishes because William Beteet's comment. I'm like, bro, I was like, it's never okay to beat your girlfriend unless that's the only way she can come, which is like, and
That's funny.
Well, now you're starting the conversation. This guy's talking to
I was like, but like they went in, like I was like, this essay was better written than the essays I wrote to get into college. Like this person fucking hated my guts, and it's honestly like it's a great experience. I think it's
it's just the critics want a spotlight for themselves.
Oh
too.
yeah,
everybody wants to be seen. It's like just
Everybody
fucking
wants
pay
attention.
attention. We worked hard on the premise, the punchline, and there's a lot of thought and context that went into this, and they just want their own time to shine. So that's why they don't really have anything to say but to get in somehow themselves.
And that's
just really shitty.
That's when you go live
It's not an
on
art form to
Instagram
critique.
and then bring them in too.
Yeah. I mean, it comes down to like
they're just
shut
sad
that
movie
down.
people.
That show, what was weird about it is, so in Edinburgh, you're getting
love
so
to
many
go
different
back.
audiences that like, the day before, I literally killed standing, like it was great.
Right.
I walked half the audience the next show. So it's like, I totally get why they would write something on that one. I was like, yeah, like that one didn't go too hot. But if you was in the room the day before, you might not have thought that shit was funny, but other people did.
Right.
And I think that's the weird thing, like as an artist, a canvas never, like canvases don't really change, right? Like we're constantly like, man, fuck, is this canvas gonna go with my paint? Like, you know, so we have so many unstable factors, but I think that's what's really the fun part about being fucking a comic.
Oh yeah. You watch
make
other
them
people go.
comfortable.
You watch other people go up and
edge.
I don't want to come. I don't want to come in and bring people in. I want to come to walk the fucking room. That's way more fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Well,
dude,
dude, because you basically like this is the thing. No one's gonna tell you what to perform.
What was you gonna say? What was you gonna say?
Oh, I don't know. I was enthralled by this man.
But yeah, like one of the funny things I noticed about myself when I first started performing comedy was like I would get apologetic when I was bombing on stage. So I'd be like, oh yeah, you're right, that wasn't funny or whatever to the audience, and then get off stage and be like, man, that audience sucked. And I'm like, that's completely the wrong, like reverse perspective. I should be on stage. Y'all are fucking stupid. This was hella funny. And then when I get off stage, it's like, yeah, that kind of fucking sucked. And we figure out where I was not funny. Because it's like no one wants to see you be flaccid on stage. Like they want, if you're gonna bomb spectacularly.
Right. You gotta like drive into that curve and just be like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna go all the way in. Because sometimes you can right the ship while going fully into it. Like, if I'm bombing, and then if you go hard enough that you'll get the crowd back sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, and what it is like, it's not about them, honestly. Like, we do all this work to get the fucking canvas. You're not about to take this from me. Like, I think that's one of the things that, like, what is an audience member who has, like, maybe watched a couple specials gonna tell you about being funny? Like, that you might not have been funny in that moment, but, like, I don't know, like, you did know it was funny. I think it's so weird how we'll make our friends laugh in conversation, and then, and we do that, like, automatically, but then wonder whether or not something we thought was funny.
Right.
Like, there's always something there, whether or not we perform it that way.
I struggle with that though, but it's like the different comedy clubs. Like I'll have a joke that lands, you
Yeah.
get like a clap break at one comedy club, and then nothing at another. And you're
Yeah.
like, how?
So funny.
Because the crowds are just very different people.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like
That's my
comedy is the eye of the beholder. Like
Yes.
not everyone's gonna find you funny, and it's sometimes you just have to say screw you. That joke's funny, and
Yeah,
learn it somewhere
exactly.
else, and I'm gonna keep it.
It's been so interesting going to different places, like even New Orleans too. Not that many Jews, so it was like doing all this stuff. Not that many. Any Jews? No, not one Jew. But yeah, like just going to different places, you really learn. And it's so funny how everybody right away perceives you a certain way.
Yeah.
It's just like you walk on, and no matter what, and it's like with my thing, it's like I look a certain way, but I'm so different when you really hear what I have to say. But and you constantly walk that line.
Yeah, comedy.
Yeah.
One of,
Yeah.
That's what fits
Yeah.
my personality
Yeah.
because I need the variety of seeing new people.
Yeah, same.
Just
yeah.
same as my relationships.
Yeah.
That's why I can't be in a relationship too long. It's like, all right, this is getting old. I need a new person.
Well, on Lana's note, I've had people, like comedy bookers, come up to me and they're like, I didn't expect your voice to sound like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
what does that mean? And they're like, well, it's a lot deeper than you look. And I was like, I don't know if it's an insult or I don't know what I'm supposed to take this as, but that's a really weird thing to say to somebody.
No.
Like, how are my jokes?
Yeah, yeah.
It was just like,
Yeah.
Is it making me funnier?
Yeah. When
There's
people
still a
perceive
lot
you
of
as, like,
there's
for me,
still a lot of
it's like a dumb lie.
chauvinism out there. I don't want
Yeah.
to say it. You know, you think the whole movement and everything, but it's
No.
still a lot of like they just want the guys. They don't want a really funny. It still happens.
Yeah.
It's still there's clubs in Jersey. I'm not gonna say that happens.
Yeah,
it's
Oh, it's happening in Manhattan too.
Yeah.
It's somebody
Really?
in Manhattan.
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
someone put me on a show, a comedy producer put me on a show, and he's like, honestly, I just need to fill the quota for a woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
That happened like weeks ago.
Yeah, it's.
And I was like, oh.
Weeks
it's
ago.
still.
Sounds surprising.
Yo.
Yeah.
why would he say that?
Yeah,
It's
why-
like,
Yeah.
bro, like,
They don't care.
Because I don't know how. You don't know how to book a show. You're
That's
not
why
doing your
I'm
research.
hoping you're gonna run the club.
Yeah,
For
like,
us, yeah.
wow.
Because
Yeah.
they don't care about their chauvinism. It was run that way for many years, so it's still okay.
Yeah.
I see a lot.
Yeah.
I see a lot of mics and things being run like for women or like for LGBTQ. Actually, I think that should.
I'm not for that.
No.
I'll tell you why. Because
Yeah.
we're just as good. Why are you
Right.
putting us in a different?
Should be
We're
diverse.
just as
I
strong,
like
Oh yeah,
if
no,
not stronger.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's really
Absolutely.
shitty.
But it's not.
to
It's.
do.
I don't think
And
they're
very-
only.
yeah, and you know, if it's good intentions, that's fine. But why can't we all be just incredibly funny and strong?
Right,
Why do we
absolutely.
always
Yeah,
have?
absolutely.
And you're actually by just putting one category, you're actually excluding other people. Why are we still excluding?
Like I wouldn't do an
Yeah.
all black show. I wouldn't do an
Oh,
all
yeah.
everybody show. Everybody's
Yeah.
fair game. Like
Yeah.
just get fucking
Just
funny.
be
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get funny.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
and like doing the mics, I did see. Just my mics, and I've gotten known for being mostly male mics because I did them early, and there's mostly white guys, and because they don't work. These
That's
guys-
also comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
White
comedy.
men.
It's mostly white guys, and I was like, I don't know the algorithm to change that. You know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
somewhere, I think,
I-
You know, and when
Yeah.
you think it's me, I was like,
It's,
you know.
You know, well, let's have to start running stuff. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And I
yeah.
tell them,
It's getting
start
to
a
that.
fucking mic,
Yeah,
start
yeah,
a mic,
yeah.
but I think you made a really great point about how, like, I think we perceive being funny as being masculine. Like, and that just makes its way into everything where it's like all these quotas and whatever. And it's just like, no, funny is just being funny. And then I think
Yeah.
that, like, this, I think we keep like, landing at the same conclusion, but it's like, yeah, dude, different audiences are gonna laugh at different shit. And sometimes, like, if you could do a perfect joke for your audience, but like, they're just not in the fucking crowd.
You know, and you know
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
interesting about that?
That's
I was doing this mic uptown in Harlem nights, and the women that go there kill. Like the dudes are good, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. The women that go there fucking kill.
Mm.
And I'm just seeing this, I'm like, yo, like, I don't know how you could be, like watch like something like that, like a show like that, and be like, oh, it's like just the guys. Like, there's no way.
No.
There's no way.
I've gotten picky with open mics too, because like a lot of open mics are a bunch of white dudes, and
Yeah.
so like my material's not geared. I mean, it's try to gear it towards like everybody, but I feel like a lot of open mics that I've been to, been like 6 white dudes in a row, and they all have, yeah, I fucked this chick last night. And I'm like, no, you didn't. But it's all the same stuff, and so it's like they may not think what I think is funny, and I don't think that's very funny. So it's like, it's just again, comedy's the eye of the beholder.
Right,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, but I think
Keep
that's the
doing it till you
reason why.
find people. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, true. I think that's the reason why you have mics, and the mics that I was talking about. I don't think they're like only women. Like I don't think it's like if you show up and you're good, they're like, no, you can't be here. But I think it's just that you get that diversity where you're not just trying to make a room of white dudes laugh.
Yeah.
It's like now you know. I feel like it may be a better gauge of the material you're working on, just for the room. Cause and then also wherever you go, especially now, a lot of open mics are just for like other comedians.
Mhm.
I heard
Mics on.
yeah, I heard it's not like that in other places, which freaked me the fuck out. They're like in New York, it's like mainly comics that are in open mics, but you go other places, since there's not comedy every fucking day of the week, every second of the day, the open mics get lit. Like they have people come in and watch these comedians, but here it's like nobody gives a fuck. Like, so it's weird. So when I do a mic, I grade on a curve. If I can get people to look up from their phone all right, I could probably keep that joke.
Yeah.
Let me work on that. If I get like a chuckle here and there, that's probably a funny joke that an actual audience is gonna find out. If the room laughs, then it's probably a killer. Let me keep that. But if the room laughs in that weird way, it might just be funny for comics, and I gotta like retool it.
Well, the face mask really hard during like COVID, like when comedy clubs first came back. Because like even a smile, you're like, oh, that might do well in a big room.
Right.
You couldn't read anybody.
And people are still like hiding their laugh too. Like,
yeah.
I've noticed that people will like cover their mouth and laugh.
Oh, fuck you.
No.
I was watching something. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it changed everything. I feel like, did you feel like y'all got funnier after? Because I felt like I
was
was
tragic.
okay. Yeah.
It was tragic. A lot of tragic shit happened, so you had to get funny.
Yeah, I wrote every day,
I was like, this
so
is
I
gonna be-
definitely.
As a comic, I was like, this is gonna be amazing.
Right,
It's all done.
I never like I didn't do stand up a lot before the pandemic. I started doing open mics like in 2019, and then the pandemic happened. And actually, it was when I moved back to New York. I actually was in Missouri with my parents for a year, got some material there. But when I came back, it was like a lot of the bringer mics that you have to do. Like it was like, oh, we can't bring 10 people, so it was bring 3 instead. So that kind of put fire in my ass to be like, shit, get a set together so you don't have to bring 15 people to these shows. And that's when it kind
That's
of.
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't write at all during. I just was not funny. I didn't think. I just didn't feel funny. Like the things I wrote, I was like, this is boring. Let me get to work because this is not working. But though when things started opening back up and stuff, and I hit a couple mics, I was starting to write shit that I was like, oh, this is hilarious. Like shit that just made me laugh while I was walking.
What are you talking about now?
Like after quarantine, like just coming back.
No, I mean, at your, I feel like at every level, everybody has a level of subject that they talk about.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like I can tell, like almost, white girls have. Like, white girls are starting
Did you
out.
just
I don't know.
refugee?
I'm gonna do
Hold
that.
on,
No,
hold on in a minute.
refugee is a bit. It's a level. You're at the refugee level. But there's
From
like
Ukraine? Jewish? All right.
there's a rolling on the ground level for white girls. You ever do that?
I have no idea.
Like so new younger white girls, they break down and they roll on the ground. Pay attention.
Okay.
Meaning like what?
They
Like,
just roll on the ground. They break down.
Is that like the humping the stool?
Yeah, it's like the humping the stool.
Oh, okay.
We have the humping the stool.
Yeah.
That's upper level black guy comedy. But like lower level is watermelon chicken jokes. You know,
Well, I think that's why I'm doing well because I
Then you
never
break out
done that,
and find
and
your
yeah,
voice,
I was
you know?
actually like I started talking about that. I was actually in refugee camps.
Yeah.
Like
That's bizarre.
Or
You
because,
talk
yeah,
about that?
I talk about that. Like, yeah, I look like I just stormed the Capitol, but
And
I
how
lived
many-
in Brooklyn
how
since
many
I was
years ago?
7. What?
How many years of comedy?
7
7
years,
years?
and then acting for like.
So other refugee comics are like,
over
oh, she's
decades.
at the refugee. She's like, she needs the.
What are you talking about? I do well in Harlem shows as well. Once I started speaking up a little louder, I do well with those. And I grew up listening to hip hop, and I like know a lot about all the different rappers. But I think you just have to be true to yourself. And the whole thing about I don't even know, just based on your appearance, it really needs to change because I have friends who are she happens to be from Senegal, and then she grew up in France. She didn't want to go in my neighborhood, like Crown Heights. She lived on the Upper East Side all her life, way more privileged than I am. She was like, I don't know what you're talking about, Lana. I have not experienced this, So it would be nice if we could just all be looked at as individuals,
Yeah.
But this is
Yeah.
Oh, because
I love racism. I love judging people.
yeah, because it's benefiting you. It's a pandering thing.
I love watching news from different countries of where it's just one like China and where it's just all European people.
Yeah.
And then bad shit happens, like cops fuck up like just a guy for being
So
a
you
guy.
like a whole mess, like they're just end of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
But I gotta tell you, I feel the same.
Vices. I love
And that's
kids.
why I've done so well like during the pandemic because like I'm so used to like really hard, horrible times. So
Yeah.
I do okay when things are normal and okay and
fucking
grounded.
hate it.
I don't do well with that.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I
it's
find-
always
you
like
know-
like my parents too. They were constantly like almost ready to kill each other, and it just everything's a tragedy. But like when things are really tough and like awful, like we're about to die, they're fine, they're calm.
I got
everything's
city
good.
bike.
Yeah.
I've been riding city bike like white guys are riding unicycles. I'm in the
I
middle of the street, coasting
yeah.
and shit.
I'm trying to learn how to be like
I'm on an e-bike, I'm on an e-bike.
See?
I'm like,
you have a lot in common. Can we stop with this whole? You even separated us, Jimmy.
I know.
Look at this.
You did that.
You
like,
did it.
I was like, oh, it's gonna
No,
be men
no,
and
you
women.
sit
Like,
here.
I
you
think
got
I was
all
just
the rights.
I don't know. I just got here. You can't blame me. It's not
Yeah, it is your fault.
all your
And you were
fault.
late. You were late.
Yeah, oh my
God
God.
damn it.
It's interesting though. So Jimmy and I actually look a lot alike, and I used to shave my head bald. So I've been both like a black comic and presenting as Indian comic, and just watch my jokes not work because like I don't type as black anymore, and so I have to like switch that out. And it's interesting like going because I had a hard time like I was like born in London and raised in Hong Kong and like all this, and,
shit.
you know, and I'm like an Indian black dude. I'm a lawyer, so it's like how do I represent all
You
of that?
officially a lawyer?
I'm officially a
Real,
lawyer.
real.
Yeah.
You're just interesting.
No, okay, like rich parents, like that's and that insulated me from failure because like one of the things like when I get interviewed, I really want to mention that like I had like that like my parents like paid for my school.
As a poor, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I like
No.
I like that you because when you know. You hear people like, yo, I made it out the mud, I did it by myself, and you're like, nah, he's rich. He was rich when he got it.
Yeah.
But if you just come out like if that's like you're like, yeah, I made it, but I was also rich. Everyone's like, oh, okay, it makes sense. But
Yeah.
we get it.
Yeah, I don't want anyone like because like here's the thing is like dude like the older I get, the more I realize how much of a leg up it is not to worry about like school debt or fucking tutoring or any of those other things. And it's like to me, it's actually I feel like criminal to do that because like you have like guys like I think Ed Sheeran actually had his parents were like multimillionaires, but he had this whole thing of like I lived out of my car. It's like yeah, bro, like I've had pseudo hard times too. When I was backpacking through Europe with my best friend, we slipped in a couple train stations, but like we always like, and that's the thing is that like one of my bits is about how like growing up with money is like having multiple lives in a video game. But like having less money is like you literally like. If you think about something like getting arrested for pot charge or something like that in Texas, there are people who go to prison for that because they can't afford an attorney, they can't bail out because they don't have anybody who can bail them out, and then they just end up doing a year and a half. That's fucking crazy. And like, but that we exist in that. And that's why whenever the ASAP Rocky thing happened with Sweden, everyone was like, yo, that's fucked up. He can't even get bail. And it's like, no, they don't have bail because it's actually better. Like, because like in America, you're just completely insulated from the criminal process if you have any kind of money. Yeah.
On that parent note too, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed this, but I feel like not having like connections in like acting or entertainment or comedy world, it's like you find someone that gets big and then you find out who their dad is or who their mom is or who their uncle's cousin's brother is a famous writer, and you're like, oh my god, like if you don't have any of those connections, like how do you break into certain? It's crazy.
Actually, now you don't because of that you don't necessarily.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to be that famous. You know, I don't want to be sell my soul famous. You know, I just want to be. I want to be
sell quarter of your soul famous.
You still have a soul after doing this?
That's
nice.
I love chaos. That's that's why my skin. You know, it feeds my skin. But I want to be Tito Puente famous. Tito Puente was he's a salsa musician, and I one of the first famous people I ever saw. He was walking through the Bronx, and everybody was like, "Hey, Tito Puente," and giving him hugs and giving him food and shit for his kids. And I was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "It's Tito Puente." I was like, "I don't know what the fuck that is," but I was like, "I like that. That's a nobody's after his money or nothing."
I want to be talking about me after I die famous. Like
who?
I want to be talking about me after I die famous. Like.
Yo,
whatever, just be like, oh, my name is always brought up. Like he was one of the funniest. Like, I don't know, you ever seen him do this? Blah 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 blah. Oh, that was great, but did you see him do this? Blah 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 blah. I want to be that famous. And if it comes with money and like attention, that's great. But I want to like legacy famous. Like name a theater after me. Like, famous. Just for being funny. Just for being.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, if you think about, like, I had a friend of mine recently say that he wanted to be remembered for 1,000 years. And I was like, but, like, and he said, well, like, if Homer and Dante could do it, why couldn't I? And if dude, like, Dante's Inferno is not that good, bro. Like a lot of, like, we have to realize that a lot of the shit that we think is great was just grandfathered in. So it's just like, dude, 100%.
And with how and it's weird. We don't. I feel like we can't really comprehend how the future is gonna look back on media and things like that. It's like there was only so many bards talking about the Iliad or whatever, and then now we get these stories and we get Gilgamesh and all these other things. But like everyone has a channel. So what do
you don't know what's
gonna
going to be.
Yeah,
what they're going to be, 1,000 years from now? We're talking about
what's going to be viable?
Meet me outside, girl.
Yeah, right.
And you never know. You never. There's so much things just juggling around. Fucking cat videos that we're talking about.
Well, I think in 1,000 years.
We got to wrap this up. Everybody gets the last one.
No, just on the does anyone have the weird fear that like there won't be a history that will reflect on us? Like because like I feel like
just be forgotten.
Or I just think things are just getting so weird and different that like it's just like our time isn't really gonna.
I think this is the time. I think even from the future, aliens are coming back to check out
this time.
All the bullshit that's going on now. They're like, this shit is wild.
Right. There's so many perspectives
like, you need to
that you can view from now. Like there's so many different places you can find. Like you can watch an event from 500 different cell phone views and have a full 360 makeup of what was going on at that moment. And it's I feel like that's what they're gonna have. But then it's like, will they have it because will it be a viable form? Like VHSs will warp and things and records will crack and crumble. So how much of us will they really have?
That's what I was trying to like. Because it's just like, dude, if some of those
more
hard drives melt,
right, and then it's up. Then
that's
it.
Yeah. And like, it would be even weird to think what they thought we did on our phones because it doesn't even make sense that like, oh, we watch videos from people all over the world off of this thing. I think it's probably something a lot more locality dependent.
They're not even gonna think about us because there's gonna be technology.
Yeah.
So
completely wiped out.
Time travel.
Yeah.
Well, let's just go.
Like my dad was born before the microwave was invented, and so like that's like what I know him as. Is that he was born before the microwave.
That's so funny. What year was your dad born?
1960s.
Wow. Yeah, my parents were pre-microwave too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things my dad tells me about harsh poverty. It's like comical but crazy. Yeah, no, boot soup and all that stuff, and
boot soup,
sharing like a pair of boots with 3 siblings.
Now I gotta look when the library was actually invented because I'm like, is he just being dramatic?
We gotta wrap this up. This is fun.
This is great. Thank you, Jimmy. You're awesome.
I want to be back for this.
You come back anytime. I do this at 3. Just hit me up. And usually, try to get this every day. Like this is working this back in. But we'll see. You just got to make sure this is. I just got to get a bunch of. I need a line outside the door so he knows he's gonna make money.
You coordinated so well.
Yeah.
You really did.
I'm good at this.
You know what you're doing.
Tell them where they can find you. Let's go to where they can find you at, and just give them your social media, all that good stuff.
Yeah, social media, everything is the exact same. It's at Emily Potthast, and it's Potthast. All my social media is the same.
Yes.
Lana Siebel, Lana Siebel. Also on Instagram, Facebook. I would love if you guys came to my headliner series, December 16th. I get to do 45 minutes. It's going to be an amazing feature. Tiny Cupboard. It's a free show.
Okay. I'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Emily, I already, come, please. Women supporting women. And then I'm actually on the road headlining December 17th in Connecticut. Yeah, so I am tired already. All right.
You can find me on Instagram, Shane Art Comedy. It was something different. I had to change it up because that shit was way too long and complicated. People don't remember. So Shane Art Comedy on Instagram. I got a TikTok. I think it's Shane Comedy or something like that, but I'm not doing much.
Man, you gotta know it.
I mean, I'm not doing much. Real.
Classes.
At Bill Beteet on TikTok.
Were you done? I'm sorry. Were you done?
Oh, not really.
My bad. I was just so excited to plug my shit. I was like, is he halfway finished? Let me go ahead.
You know what? I'm a humble man. I showed up late. I was like, I'll give my time back to the room.
You're coming back. I'm sorry.
Yes, so Instagram, check me out. I have a show tonight with Mr. Jimmy.
Yeah,
I'll be right back here, okay? I'll be on time for that.
Damn right.
12 o'clock, so come through. And I put all my shows and all of my stuff up there, so check it out.
Okay, and then so you heard that TikTok, at Bill Beteet. I make a lot of videos on late stage capitalism, philosophy, and used to on how to grow your dick. So like that's just showing you the how much your stuff can change. Yeah, and also at Bill Beteet on what's it called Instagram, and then the Lazy Philosopher on YouTube. And so yes, yeah. So that's it. That's and my book, The Power Bible, Amazon and Target now. Wow.
Professional. Buddy, I can't wait to have an audience. This the People's My Podcast, and I'm not gonna say thanks to them, but we have a show tonight. It's the Jimmy People Show. Tonight at 12 o'clock.
Those shows are
Friday.
amazing. So fun.
They're the shit.
They're so fun. There's this venue
I'm thinking
and
about
the way you
adding.
host.
I'm thinking about adding because I used to do a challenge mic aspect to my shows because I'm a fitness background.
Oh, yeah.
Fitness professional. So we used to the last 30 minutes because we usually have time is going to be like a challenge show. I think I'm going to try it out. Is where before the comic touches the mic, like traveling comics or people who like I get a lot of guest comics who come on like, yeah, I want a spot, but how can I get a spot? And I got too many people. So you can challenge the comic going to the stage to 10 burpees or 1 roast joke and take their spot if you win.
10 burpees.
10 burpees.
I would never.
Yeah.
10 burpees. like the guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kill.
I was like, damn, I did.
That's why I give the
Challenge
option.
10 burpees.
That's why I give it's the comic who's on stage who gets to choose between the roast joke or the burpees. So it's not the comic coming. So it's like, I don't feel like doing burpees. Sometimes like, yeah, do the fucking burpees.
I hated the burpees for the People's Mic because I
got challenged.
Yeah, I got challenged a lot, but I jumped too high, and so like that literally created the space that the people would use to defeat.
Yeah. It gets fun. It gets fun. So that might, and you can challenge me. So if you challenge me and beat me, you can host the show the next week. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, you can challenge. I live for this shit. All right? But real quick, we got Keith Chase, Danny Warren, Shane Arthur, Dory Dimples, Ryan Rummel, and Khalil Rashad. And it's going to be a pretty dope show. A bunch of guests and drop-ins, and everybody's welcome. And do dope shit. And that is the show. That is the show. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What it is. What it is.